Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over my team selection for Game Week 8. My wildcard is active, I've pulled the trigger, and I'm going to be breaking down all of my decisions and my picks in today's video. So if you're excited for it, drop a like down below, leave a comment, are you wildcarding for Game Week 8, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, before we get into my wildcard draft, I just want to reiterate the fact that this is not my final draft at all. A lot of the picks are the players that I'm going to be going into Game Week 8 with, but it's a little bit all over the place right now, just simply because I'm trying to catch price rises and stuff like that, and I'm not basically 100% sure who I'm going to be getting rid of out of like Trippier, etc., and different players like that. But either way, let's get into my wildcard draft. And again, this is very much a work in progress. But in goal, we do have Turner and Areola. I feel like I'm going to be keeping these two goalkeepers regardless. Like 8.2 mil for two playing goalkeepers is not bad. Turner potentially could lose his spot, but Areola won't be. And so Areola as my goalkeeper is going to be absolutely fine going forward. I'm going to be playing Areola for the majority of the next like 10 or whatever game weeks anyway. I'll probably play Turner for game week 8 and 9 because I've got Crystal Palace away and Luton at home, whereas Areola has Newcastle at home and Villa away. But then after that, it's just plain sailing for Areola. Basically every single week, just going to be playing him. But yeah, I mean, there's obviously better options as well, but money is so tight. As you can see, I've got nothing in the bank right now. I can only just make this squad. I don't even like this squad that much. So yeah, like it's basically just trying to save money everywhere that I possibly can, whilst not kind of hurting my team too much. But in goal, yeah, Turner and Areola. I mean, most wildcard drafts you see this week are going to have these two players. There might be the odd different one that potentially could have Raya, because Raya looks to be the #1 now for Arsenal. You might be able to see some like Leno, something like that maybe. But as of right now, it's nice to get rid of Onana and get 0.7 from it as well, from downgrading Onana to Areola, because I just wasn't happy with Onana. Like, every now and again he did something right, but for one thing he did right, he did 4 things wrong. So yeah, happy to get rid of him. And then yeah, Turner, like I say, just potentially could lose his spot. If he does, it is what it is. But either way, those are my goalkeepers going into my Game Week 8 wildcard, and I can't really see that changing at all. The back line, very much a work in progress, but the two players that I think I'm definitely going to be bringing are Cash and Udogie. Cash actually just had a price rise, so this is what I mean. This is why I'm like bringing in these players now and stuff, just to dodge these price rises and price falls or whatever. But yeah, Cash and Udogie are going to definitely be on my wildcard draft. Obviously, Cash's fixtures are ridiculous. Wolves, West Ham, Luton, Forest, Fulham. Like, you just don't have to worry about that. As long as he doesn't get injured, he's just going to be playing in my team every single week. No problem at all. Same with Udogie as well. The next, how many fixtures? 5 fixtures, just going to be playing every single week. Luton, Fulham, Palace, Chelsea at home, and then obviously Wolves. Absolutely fine playing him. Kabore I'll probably keep just for bench fodder. He's not been too bad. I've played him a couple of times. He's got me 5 points once with the assist to the penalty that Morris scored. So yeah, I'm happy to keep Kabore as well. He's quite close to a price rise as well, which is pretty cool. So hopefully he does go up to like 4.1, and then for whatever reason goes up to 4.2. That'd be incredible. So I do make some money on him. But yeah, Kabore is probably going to be in there for bench fodder. The two players that I'm not completely convinced about are, I mean, this is just a throwaway other 4 mil defender. This could literally be anybody. It's just the only reason he's in is because he's a 90-minute player, as you can see from his stats. Trippier is the one that, like, I'm not completely convinced by. Like, I've had Trippier since, well, for 2 weeks now. In those 2 weeks, he's gotten me 30 points. Like, I brought him in at 6.5. He's already 6.7. He's going to be going up to 6.8 this week. And so this is why I'm, like, not sure whether to get rid of him or not. Because if I was going to get rid of him, I'd downgrade him to Dan Burn, and then I'd upgrade the other 4 mil defender to Gabriel. Gabriel, obviously, you know, I've just wildcarded. I had Saliba anyway, so bringing in Gabriel, people would be like, well, why is he doing that? Obviously, there's a 0.4 difference. In fact, more than that. I think it's like 0.5, 0.6 difference or something like that. Gabriel seems to be starting every single game now as well. He has started like the last 4 or so I think he's going to be fine. I think the reason he wasn't starting was maybe he wanted to leave, but now he's not. I don't know. I don't really know what's going on, but either way, he looks to be starting. And as well as that, I'm not going to be playing Gabriel, you know, in Game Week 8. They've got City. Chelsea, I could play him. And then after that, they've got, like, Sheffield United. Like, Arsenal's fixtures get really good in, like, Game Week 10 onwards. Well, in fact, they've got, like, the Sheffield game, and then they've got, like, a tough fixture. But then after that, it's, like, really good games. Which is why people are wanting to wildcard in Game Week 10, because they can jump on Brighton and Arsenal players. Completely understand that. I just did it now because a lot of the players I did want to get rid of. You know, I wanted to get rid of Onana, wanted to get rid of Baldock, a lot of my defenders. Like, I had triple Arsenal, and going into Man City with that wasn't great, and I can just bring them back in anyway. It will cost transfers down the line, but obviously that's just, you know, with anything, you're always going to have to use a transfer. So that's the reason that I'm not sure if I'm going to keep Trippier, because it'll allow me to just strengthen the rest of my team. But as well as that, I don't really think Trippier is going to... I mean, obviously, he's a great player, like, points all over the place, loves a bonus point as well. But I think with the fixtures that are coming up, like West Ham away, I think they concede in that game. Crystal Palace at home, they might keep a clean sheet, as well as Wolves. But then Arsenal at home, I can't see them keeping a clean sheet there. And then Bournemouth, they probably will. But then like Chelsea United, you never know how it's going to go with those kind of fixtures, even though they are both not playing well at the moment. Like, it could easily score. And you got to think as well, like, Newcastle hadn't kept a clean sheet for a while. Really, like, they'd obviously lost to Villa City. Well, they didn't keep a clean sheet against Villa, City, Liverpool, Brighton. Until, like, they played Brentford, they hadn't kept a clean sheet. And, yeah, whenever they keep a clean sheet, Trippier is probably going to get bonus points. It is what it is. So it will be like kind of going against the crowd. But I'll still have my Dan Burn in there. You know, I'll still be getting the clean sheet points from him. But at the same time, I'm not completely convinced about keeping Trippier in my team. It's something that I need to think about. But he's got me 30 points over the last 2 game weeks. It'd be difficult to let him go. But either way, he's in the draft at this moment in time. And that's the defense. In midfield, we have Salah, Gordon, Maddison, Son, and Ward-Prowse. So yeah, midfield's pretty shambolic, really. It doesn't look too good at the moment. Like I say, this isn't going to be my final draft at all. Salah, again, I'm not completely sure if I'm going to have him. Like, if I don't have Salah... If Darwin Núñez is a sure starter every week, I'd be bringing him in. No way about it. And I just play a 3-4-3. It's just there's so much money that ties up in Salah. It's really annoying. Especially like game week 10 when I want to bring in my Brighton and Arsenal players and stuff. Salah's going to be a problem for that. But his fixture is just so good going forward. And again, I could always have him for like, you know, Brighton and Everton. And then when it is game week 10, get rid of him. But like Forest at home, you can't really get rid of him for that fixture. It's just too good. So yeah, Salah is a rough one. Gordon, I know he's obviously not playing the next fixture, but he's just kind of someone in there at the moment. He could easily be like a Diaby or something like that instead if I do decide to get rid of Trippier. But yeah, I wouldn't be playing him this week regardless. Maddison and Son are pretty self-explanatory. The fixtures coming up for Spurs are really, really good. Again, slight injury concerns with like Son and stuff. That's the only problem. Like, I've played my wild card, and then there's like all these injuries that are coming out and stuff, and I'm a little bit worried now about whether I maybe hit it a bit too quickly. Like, my team was okay, and I'm starting to kind of regret. Maybe I think I probably could have held out till game week 10. It's just like, it's the idea of that I wouldn't have been able to get all these players in because the prices by like game week 10, they're probably all going to go up by like 0.2, 0.3. You know, Son's probably going to be like 9.5. Watkins will probably be like 8.2. Cash will probably be 5.1. Udogi might be like 5. But like, they're just going to keep going up if they do well. And I just wouldn't have been able to get all these players in. So that's the only issue. But yeah, Son and Maddison are very self-explanatory. And then Ward-Prowse as well. Ward-Prowse isn't like a terrible pick, I don't think. He was unlucky not to get more points against Sheffield, really. But at the same time, with the fixtures coming up, you don't really need him until game week 10. So, again, it's just the transfer down. It's like Bowen as well. Like, Bowen I would rather have than Ward-Prowse, even though Ward-Prowse is on like set pieces and stuff like that. But it could be a player that I just have anyway. But that's kind of the midfield. And then up top, we do have Archer, Watkins, and Haaland. Again, Haaland, I've seen some like non-Haaland drafts, and they do look pretty nice, but it's just such a rank killer if he pops off. Like, even if you're not captaining him, it's a rank killer, and he does well. So, yeah, Haaland's going to be in the draft. And then Watkins as well. Again, before that massive kind of 23-point haul by Watkins, I just wasn't even kind of like going anywhere near him. But when you actually look at his stats, like, he's actually very, very consistent. He's only blanked once this year, and it was this season, should I say, and that was Liverpool away. It's obviously a very tough fixture. But apart from that, he's been getting, like, consistent scores. And I know it's just an assist here and there. But, I mean, the last few weeks, yeah, he's scored 4 and 2 now. So, he is someone that does tick over. And he's a little bit pricey. But, you know, if he was on penalties, he'd be a sure, like, player in my team 100%. And again, if Diaby is fine, I'm not completely convinced about Watkins. Like, I could just downgrade him to Alvarez or Núñez or something like that, and then just have Diaby, and it just helps my team a little bit more. But as of right now, this is kind of what I'm looking for with my wildcard draft. But again, completely not sure about it. If I get rid of Trippier, you know, it'll be Dan Burn, Gabriel there. I'll have a little bit more money to upgrade, probably bring in a Bowen as well. And I don't know if I want Gordon in my team as well. I don't really like the idea of bringing in a player that's suspended for 1 game, but he loves a yellow card. That's another issue. But I don't know. Obviously, I'll be tinkering with it loads, you know, after I mean, I'm recording this on the Monday, so after like we get a little bit more news and stuff maybe through the midweek, because obviously there's midweek fixtures this week as well, so obviously we'll need all that information as well. But either way, that is how my wildcard is looking right now. I may make another video tomorrow going over an updated version of it, because I'm sure I will update it more for like Wednesday and Thursday and whatnot, but we'll have to wait and see. But either way, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment. Have you wildcarded? If you have, what's your team looking like? Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. It's everything from me though. Have a great rest of your day, and until next time, peace.